Hello, hello, hello. Hello, my lovelies. How are you guys doing out there today in this YouTube world? I saw a video by a wannabe coach. His name is Kevin Samuels. He's moving up in the YouTube world as another wannabe high value man. How are you doing, Maria's life? Another wannabe high value man who's giving bad advice to women and about women. And I can't stress it enough. Do not let anybody put any value on you. God do not make any mistakes, and that includes what you look like. He makes no mistakes. Do not let anybody tell you who and what you are and how you look. So we're going to go watch a little of this video. I'm trying for some more people to come into the room because we want to look at this video and look at what he told this woman. And I want you to hear what the woman said about herself. So I'm going to give it a couple of more minutes. Get some people in here. Hello, Vipers Black. How are you? Hey, love to be me. How you guys doing? I'm ready to show a video of this fake wannabe, another high value man, which I'm tired of hearing because in life, you will realize to be a good part of this universe, of the planet Earth, the universe, is not what you get in life, is what you give in life. What are you giving? What are you doing? Anybody could sit back and make money, but how is your heart? Do you give freely? Do you help others? Do you mentor others? What else do you do with your life but sit around and talk about women and relationships? Gotta be more to life than that. It have to be more to life than that. Oh yes, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. I'm waiting for a couple of people. I'm going to show y'all this video. Then I'm going to show you what another man had to say about him. And then we're going to have some commentary. All right, guys. I'm going to let it show. Whoever's coming in late, they'll have to catch up. Okay, guys. This is the first one. I want you to hear what he has to say about this young lady. Tell me if you guys can hear. Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear? Can you guys hear? Oh man, I don't know why you guys can't hear it. Oh man, I don't know why you guys can't hear it. Oh man, I don't know why you guys can't hear it. Why you guys can't hear it? All right, let me try to adjust this mic. All right, let me try to adjust this mic. All right, let me try to adjust this mic. All right, let me try to adjust this mic. All right, let me try to adjust this mic. Let me try it again, guys.
the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, you say, I'm special. You don't know me being on this level. That means you don't know it. You don't know what it's going to get. You don't know what they want. But you still say, it's me. They don't want. You're telling me what they want. Some people want. Did you hear what I said? Why is that so important?
Hey, Donna in chat. Now I can't get the sound off. Unbelievable. Now I can't get the sound off. Unbelievable.
And how tall are you?
I'm sorry, guys. You cannot hear. And I don't know where that echo sound is coming from. But this was good. I don't know how to make the sound come through to here. Yes, we all going in on Kevin Samuels because the nerve of him to tell somebody that they're average and average woman is going to grow old alone. Dang. Did anybody watch the video with Kevin Samuels? Did anybody watch the video? I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to get your mic. I don't know how to do it. I don't know why I can't get the sound, you guys to hear the sound. Might need a microphone. Might need a microphone. I can't do the show the way I want it done. I cannot do the show the way I want it done, which is really upsetting. He told the lady that she's going to die alone. She's an average 4 or 5. 4 without makeup, 5 with makeup. These narcissistic, supposed to be high value men is going out of control. It has gotten completely out of control. It has gotten completely out of control. Completely out of control. He went in on this young woman, but I had a man went in on him. But I don't know how to get the sound on here, so I'm sorry. How do you guys feel about these wannabe high value men? What are your thoughts on this new trend of men called high value men that downgrade women? How do you, being a creation from God, how do you let somebody put a number on what you look like? Put a number on your value. How is that possible? And how do we let that be possible? How do you let somebody tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or you a 10? What are you? What are you? You got a lot of women, because they hear the word pretty, it get to their head until you realize you're not the only pretty one. You got a lot of high value men who think they God gifts to the earth till they realize they're not the only one. And these high value men that's doing all of this talking own nothing. They own nothing. Yeah, they may have a good job, but if you study, you go to school, if you want something really bad, you can get a good job and make money. So making money doesn't make, why is it a beta man can make more money than a high value man? But you don't see him bragging about, how you doing, Prince Soldier? You don't see him bragging about him being a high value man. He just go to work, go mind his business. Or if a man have a company, he just go have a company. Yeah, I had some footage for y'all, but you guys can't hear it. How you doing, Captain with friends? You have these so-called high value men. I mean, it's like so many different interpretations of people now. It's crazy. We got the metro man, the high value man, the this man, the that man. Well, how do you let somebody downgrade? Never, never let somebody downgrade you and tell you what you are. You are God's creation, and God does not make any mistakes. You are what you are. Be thankful. Love your nose. Yes, he's always, men who put women down, that's because they are narcissistic sociopath themselves, and they have to find a way to build themselves up. If I keep putting, this guy say when a woman is 40 years old, it's over for her. I put it in the chat, so it's over for her. You too. I had it, but I don't know how to put the value. I don't know how to do the value. So you guys can hear it. You guys can see it, but you guys can't hear it. So I don't understand why. Yeah, he's an O. So I'm glad a lot of you guys are familiar with what I'm talking about. But I had a response from another man. But my thing is, how in the world you got all these fake coaches coming up, and you got all these fake men, that is going right along with it. That is sorry. Oh yeah, he's right. What do you mean he's right? What do you mean? Everybody is beautiful. Whatever God have placed on you from your, I mean, it's to the point that people have put so much on women, they are killing themselves. Women have let men put so much pressure on them that they are killing themselves. They're getting fake everything. They're going through these operations. They're spending so much money on bundles and hair. Some people is putting their hair on layaway. just so they could be on IG, just so the women need to stop calling in. He's always put them down. Exactly. That is 100% true. I was going to get into that. Stop putting yourself in fire. You got to know how to dodge them bullets. You have to know how to dodge them bullets. Stop putting yourself in the arms of fire. You know this man have no respect for women. You have a bunch of these men. Yeah, she's right. How you know that? Life get good after 40. What is they talking about? Then he said he got so many women coming after him, he can't beat them off with a stick. What do you think? You know, these high value men that's talking, and y'all got all these good looking women, they're gonna want other good looking, high value men. Because there is no such thing. You got money, but you own nothing. What company do you have? What do you own? What do you do? If you are any use to this planet Earth and to God, it's not what you have. It's what you do with what you have. What do you do with what you have? Do you sit around and just want to look good and downgrade people? Or do you take what you have and try to help somebody else? Do you try to better somebody else? Do you do mentoring? Do you do charity? I'm not talking about, oh, because I need a tax write-off, let me donate to some of these charities. Nothing but be on YouTube. That's what he do. Yeah, he can do that, but I don't know who told him he was God's gift to earth. I don't know who told him that. I don't know who told him he was the best looking thing. He was the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know. These men is out of control because their self-esteem is so low. It takes nothing but a man with low self-esteem to put somebody down like that. All of these don't date nobody with children. For any man who claimed they was brought up in a single mother household, didn't your mama have a boyfriend? Did you want your mother to grow old and be lonely? What if everything you saying now reflected on your mama? What if it reflected on your aunt, your uncles, or your sister? I mean, your uncle, your aunts, or your sisters. You didn't never want them to be happy? If your mother got a boyfriend, did you say, leave my mother alone? I don't want her to be happy because she got kids? What is this world have come to? What does it have come to? The level of disrespect and rules and regulations. The nerve of you. Damn, I can't get the daggone thing to the value on it. That's crazy. How do I put the value on this? Unbelievable. Hello, just relax now. I might just need me a microphone. But this right here in this picture, This is Kevin Samuel. I'm sorry you guys can't hear it. I'm going to try again.
Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money.
You guys can't hear it, right? He said they told women you can have it all. I'm upset. Hey Noam, how you doing? How you doing? Just relax now. But let's get back to that. I don't know why the volume when I share the screen, you guys don't hear it. And I don't know how to fix the problem. Sorry. Maybe I need a microphone. You guys can hear out of there. I don't know. But I will say, look at what this world done turned into. A bunch of narcissistic people is now out of control. I mean, they was always around. Narcissism has been there since time itself, but it was a little bit more under control. But when you get to the point that you have to disrespect every woman, and then if you do call a woman beautiful, what you really is trying to say is, I want you as a trophy. I just want you to look good and do these things with me, if you know what I'm saying, is to get into my bed, be my trophy, and get into my bed. That he never look at, they don't even look at your heart no more. But the people who, these good men who they want to call beta men, they winning. And they mad because the beta men always going to win. They mad because the Jodies, you know who Jody is, and the beta men is always going to win because they don't have to sit back and keep telling you every minute who and what they are. You do not spot the low self-esteem. And then these women that are flocking to these men, they have low esteem also because they don't know their value. Anytime somebody tell you what your value are, you lost the game. You have lost already. Nobody could tell you what your value are, what your value is. What can I tell you? You got a lot of good people that's out here that's living a life. They help people. They do charities. They do mentoring. They do a lot of stuff that because of the things that they do, they don't have as much money as others would have. You have a lot of good men also that does so much that they said, forget about the money. I want to help a child. You got a lot of men and women that work in agencies, who work with charitable events. I mean, who's really doing something for the youth and doing something for their community or wherever they see fit to make this world a better place, who don't have the time to sit around and knock women. Why do these women call these men? Because they think that people keep thinking they're going to outsmart or out-talk a narcissistic person. You're never going to outdo a person with low self-esteem. It's not going to happen. Because at one point in time, she wanted to say her body looked good, but he cut her off. If you watch the video, At one point in time, he wanted to say her body looked good. But she didn't get a chance to say that because he knew, because he was going to say, well, men just want you for your body. You have to learn how to love yourself. Love yourself. God don't make no mistakes. God don't make no mistakes. He does not. Love every part of yourself. You got some women that's out here who ain't never, they are so scared to take that weave off. It's unbelievable. They are so scared. They don't know what it is to not have a weave on because it has become part of them. You cannot always rely on something that's external. You have to rely on your internal. And you cannot let nobody mess up your internal or tell you anything internally. You may not be the best looking to some, but you may be beautiful to somebody else. Sometimes people is not even looking for all of that. Sometimes people really truly just see the beauty. They look at you, they look what you do, and sometimes what you do in life, if you're doing the right thing, is so beautiful. That's what people see. That is what people see. How do you guys feel about these high value men? What is your take on this new thing? Yes, honey, they see your heart. Them the people who win. Them the people who win. Instead of going up against these low men, these egotistical, low self-esteem men who make video after video after video. I mean, put Kevin Samuels, the way he talked, put him that I could put him against a lot of men that look way better than him. But see, they know they so insecure. They're gonna say I'm high value. And what does that mean? I haven't seen anything that you've done. Yeah, you work. I know a lot of working people. Yeah, you got money. I know a lot of people who have money. And what does that mean? Women, where is your value? Women, where are your value? Where are your value? These men who don't own anything, who don't have anything, they probably just have a good job and probably just started maybe got a little business, but they're going to make that. You know how people could take the smallest things that they do and the way you word it and the title that you give it can make it seem more than what it is. That's what a lot of them are doing. A lot of them take all their money to dress and look good and ain't got no more money. They struggling. They are struggling, but they're going to make sure they look good to will you in. That's what a lot of these quote unquote high value men are doing. High value men don't have no time to be on YouTube making videos about women. If you're a high value man, that means you're busy. You should be busy. Shouldn't you be at work right now? If you're a YouTube, I'm not saying YouTube cannot be your job, but if YouTube is your job, then you first time heard of a high value man was from this guy's channel. Someone referred me to watch him, which I never did. That is crazy. I mean, the more I hear of it, and then the more I got so many videos, but you guys can't hear it. This is crazy. When you guys share your screen, does your sound automatically come on, or is it something to make you hear the sound? Do anybody know that? I think it comes on. Mine, for some reason, mines do not. Mines do not. But women, this is going to be not a long thing because I couldn't share the information and I couldn't share the video because you guys can't hear the sound. And I'm going to mic and it won't do it. I'm going to try it again. I'm going to try it again.
Because some people, you gotta bet on this. You've been making these things for the last 3 years. Okay? But if I look at you, if I look at you, I see all that.
Oh, this is pissing me off. Oh, this is pissing me off. Hold on, let me try it another way. Hold on, let me try it another way. Ah, this is ridiculous. Ah, this is ridiculous.
Bullshit. I'm 51. I can't beat him off with a stick. That's what I'm going to utilize. No, young women are always, young women are trying to always yes, I can. So do you feel like a woman like
Ah, nope, don't come on. Ah, nope, don't come on. Ah, nope, don't come on. All right, guys, we will continue this. I'm sorry for the short one. I know I'm gonna try to work on the speaker because I don't know why you guys. I don't know how to get it to where you guys can hear it. I tried the camera. I tried the mic. I can't get the mic. I'll try it again. Yes, your value is your character. Yes, your value is your character. Ah. I don't know if it's about restarting it. I can't get it in. But I am going to stop. I'm going to restart. I'm trying to see. All right, guys, I'm going to start over. I'm sorry. I'm going to start over. If not, I'm going to come back on regardless. Y'all want to talk about high value men. And if any woman, matter of fact, if any woman want to come up and talk about it, I guarantee you're more than welcome. But I'm going to start over. But hold up. He told her she gonna die alone. This is ridiculous. If any woman, sugar, I can't believe someone say something so mean. He doesn't know if she's depressed or suicidal. Exactly. 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 A lot of these men don't care because their self-esteem is so low themselves. Their self-esteem is so low. Their self-esteem is so low. They don't care about yours. Why would they care about yours? They are low. Like, who told you you was the cutest thing? Who told you you was the cutest thing? How about you? Let me tell you something. Rich men get cheated on all the time. Rich men get cheated on, and so do wealthy men. It's a difference between rich and wealthy. They both get cheated on too. They both get cheated on too. What? They both get cheated on too. Everybody get cheated on. Everybody get done dirty. So all of this putting somebody down to make you look good. That's all with all these channels about. Have you looked at half of the men who agreed with him? If you go on your YouTube and you put in Kevin Samuel, if you look at half of the men that agreed with them, again, how would they feel? I know I had a response for that. I had a response for that, but you guys can't hear it. I tried everything I can do with the camera and with the mic, and you guys still can't hear. And I had a great response to that. This man is nothing. This man is a wannabe. All these men that, remember, if you're truly a high value man, why are you on YouTube? How do you have so much time for YouTube? How in the world do you have so much time for YouTube? Shouldn't you be out there taking care of some business somewhere? Shouldn't you have something else to do but sitting around acting like you telling women the truth? Women need to start telling you guys the truth too. I made a comment in this chat. A couple of the guys came after me. I told them off. A lot of these guys, a lot of these men is not confident. If you know what I mean. That's them little pinky, them little pinky men. That's them little pinky men who need somebody to bring up their self-esteem. They trying to figure out why these beta men and why these Jodies get more respect than them. So they can't go after a real man. So let me bring the woman down. Let me tell a woman she's a 4 or 5. Well, who told you? What number do you think you are, Kevin Sample? What number you think you are? Tell me. I'm trying to figure out. He said he can't get the young woman off him if he beat him with a bat. He can't get the woman off of him. Get out of there, Carter. That's his job. YouTube. That's what most of these people, or that's what most of these men jobs are now. Talking trash on YouTube. That's what most of their jobs is. Talking crap on YouTube. A high value what? You got to explain. I've been telling people to explain that to me for the longest. And I'm waiting for some man to come in here one of these days and put me in my place. I invite any man to come up here and to put me in my place. I would love for you to do that. Come put me in my place. I'm waiting. It's going to take the next man to knock you down. And I had a good man that could knock him down. You won't hear him. Catherine, for real, that is why I stay away from them channels. They bash women, men, and black people. If you're not teaching me something positive or good for me. This man right here, you have to check him out. I don't even know what his name is, and I'm sorry. You won't even be able to hear him. It's a shame. It's a shame. I can't get it to talk. I can't get the sound. It's terrible. But this man right here has some words for him. This man right here has some words for him. Oh, hold on. Hold on. Oh, share audio. Let's see, guys. Let's see. I think I got it, guys. I think I've got it. By George, I think I got it. Let me see if I got it.
I took all that off of you. All the eyelashes and all that.
I mean, my dude had better options, but also
Ladies all feel like you're the exception.
Value businessman. Now, this is a lady.
Feel like, listen, you ladies all feel like you're the exception to the rule. And then when someone like myself comes along and gives you a dose of reality, instead of just accepting it, it's like, yeah, but I'm special.
Tell me if you guys can hear
You
him.
don't know any men on this level. that are not your father, that aren't related to you. That means you don't know these men. You don't know where to go get them. You don't know what they want. But you're still saying, pick me. They don't want mid-30-year-old baby mamas. I'm trying to be polite, man, but they don't want those.
Can I ask you a question?
Did you hear what I said?
Yes.
Why is it so? Okay, go ahead.
So what?
Go ahead.
Listen, guys, I did it.
From my point of view, I feel like I get what you're saying. They do have better options, but also those better options are younger girls. Those younger girls don't necessarily 20-year-olds are not necessarily attracted to 45-year-olds.
Bullshit. I'm 51 and I can't beat them off with a stick.
Lies.
That's another one, you lies. No, younger women are attracted to older men. What are you talking about?
So can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So do you feel like a woman like me?
Uh-huh. What would you rank yourself on a scale from 1 to 10? You cannot use 7.
Would I rate myself?
Just your
Fair
face.
use. Education.
My face is not wake up 5, but when I put myself
I love
together,
you, Donna. Love you, Donna.
And how tall are you?
5'5".
Dress size.
I'm sorry?
Your dress size.
A 3.
Okay. So that makes you, if you give yourself a 5, that's average.
Yes.
So average looking women tend not to get high earning men. They tend to get average men.
So
did you I mean, stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Breathe and digest. You're 35 years old and you can look around and see the world. You don't tend to see higher earning men with average looking women.
How you
Off
doing,
rip.
bro?
If you do see them, they got their average looking woman when they were both really young and he built his way up. But a man earning the kind of money you're talking about does not go for an average looking woman.
I mean, my body is not average. So,
But you please don't make me say it.
No, stay tuned, Catherine. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I really just wanted some advice. I love your.
I'm giving you advice, but you're not taking it. The advice is, ma'am,
fair use purposes.
You're average looking at best.
I'm taking it in, but
okay, but you're not accepting the fact that average looking women, average looking woman who's older, average looking older woman with a 13-year-old son, average looking woman with a 13-year-old son with a sketchy baby daddy. This gets worse every time I say something. And now you're asking for a man who's in the top 10% of men.
What is that? You don't own nothing.
You don't qualify for one. And you're making, I don't want to have to go there. But when you put in all these other factors, why can't you just get a man that's an average guy?
Sometimes I feel like in order to fully submit, I have to feel like he's in.
Well, then you're gonna die alone. How about that? Let me just cut to the chase, ma'am. You can feel like what you want to, but women like you die alone.
Die
straight
alone.
Up. Because you think you're better than the men that you qualify for. And the only reason, honestly, ma'am, that I can see a woman like yourself really thinking you deserve more is because you earn more, because you earn more money than most people around you in North Carolina. But if your ass worked at the post office, you would not think so highly of your opportunities.
Think highly always. The nerve of him.
And that's the reality. Men don't care about your money. Not the kind of men that you want. We don't care about your money.
Yes, you do.
It ain't ours. We care about the fact that you are older and you got kids.
Mm-hmm.
And you're average.
The nerve. What are you?
And your reality of your life has showed you that.
Really?
You don't have the kind of men that you want knocking on your door trying to find you.
Mm-hmm.
See, what we've done in this country, this world, is we've told women like yourself that you can have it all, and you got a Prince Charming who's 6 foot, 6 feet tall, 6-figure income, jawline, all this other kind of stuff. And I'm sorry, man. No. Most people get average people, especially average people. And you're an average person. I mean, let's be real. You're not running Microsoft. You had a pet grooming business. You've been making 6 figures for the last 3 years. Okay.
Yes, information man is what
But
you
if
are
I'm looking at you, but if I
He's
look
about
at you,
the
I took all that
You're
off
about
of you,
the people,
all
the
the
hot
eyelashes and all the hair. What do you look like under there?
I mean, I look the same. I'm just.
No, you don't. Because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
I'm sorry.
No, you don't. You don't look the same because if you did, you wouldn't have all that on.
So, what is your advice for women that?
And she called.
All right, I'll tell you my advice, man, because you're not listening to me. This is why I always recommend you need therapy. Because you seem like a sweet woman, but you're not getting it.
You're being so mean.
I'm not being, don't tell me I'm being mean. I'm about to be mean. I get tired of you broads telling me I'm being mean because you cannot handle a goddamn truth. You called my show on a day that you ain't even supposed to be here. And I honored the call and sat here and tried to help you. And I'm telling me I'm being mean. Get the fuck out of my phone. Tired of y'all doing this shit.
So of course you guys are probably wondering.
Now, this man had a great answer for him. Let's check out what this man had to say.
Out to me and said, Marquette, I get such good business advice from you and Kevin Samuels. I'd love to see you two do a collaboration video. Turns out he's not even a businessman. How in the hell you giving people business advice and you haven't started one business? So now I got to roast him. Why is that? Because I'm a hater? No. On the contrary, I got to roast him because if young men are coming to you with their dreams and they're asking you how to become an entrepreneur and you're feeding them lies, oh, to me, that's a problem. And by the way, just a quick side note. For all of you nerds on the internet who are watching this right now, like, oh man, he hating.
I'm going to go back a little bit.
For all you bitch ass niggas who are at home, who are really.
For the remainder of my.
So we're going to go listen to
this man. The young man reached out to me and said, Marquette, I get such good business advice from you and Kevin Samuels. I'd love to see you two do a collaboration video. Turns out he's not even a businessman. How in the hell you giving people business advice and you haven't started one business? So now I got to roast them. Why is that? Because I'm a hater? No. On the contrary, I got to roast them because if young men are coming to you with their dreams and they're asking you how to become an entrepreneur and you're feeding them lies, oh, to me, that's a problem. And by the way, just a quick side note. For all of you nerds on the internet who are watching this right now, like, oh man, he hating, that nigga hating right now. For all you bitch ass niggas who are at home, who are really nerds, put the Vaseline down, by the way, youngin'. You guys call yourselves alpha males, but as soon as you see the big dog have to slap a few pups, then you get sensitive. Oh, you a beta male, you a simp. Look here, youngin', let's just call me the apex predator. And you know what my favorite thing to hunt is? My favorite thing to hunt are fake alpha males, like Kevin Samuels. People who are poisoning the youth and misguiding them. First and foremost, if you're a businessman, you should have started some businesses. We should be able to read about your companies in the media. So check it out. Put in, quote, Kevin Samuels, end quote, and then use Google to search for news. There literally are only 2 news articles on this man from media. He is a fraud. No businessman can do business and only have 2 news articles on them. That's ridiculous. This year has been mostly ruined by COVID-19. And I got 2 business articles on me. Why? Because I'm actually a businessman. This man is out there impersonating other people's identity. He is an image consultant, which makes perfect sense because he's all image, smoke and mirrors, all appearance, no substance. Now, why is that important? Because in the age of the internet, people can pretend to be all kinds of things while being nothing. And that's fine. I would let him go on with his lies, except for the fact that there are young men who are in ghettos. There are young men who are in poverty who want to be something great. And they're looking at this fraud, thinking that he can show them the way and show them the light, when really he is misguiding them because he is misguided. And he who is misguided can only misguide. This dude is such a fraud that when you Google his name and you click the news filter, it's from Oklahoma. No disrespect to anybody, but who in the fuck cares about Oklahoma? Anybody could get in the news on Oklahoma. Why? Because it's Oklahoma. Is he in the news for being a business owner, being a CEO? No. He's in the news for being a fashion consultant, for being a personal shopper. You know, a grown-ass man would never be a personal shopper. My OG Jewish guy named Rick, his wife, who's a 25-year-old Colombian chick, she's a personal shopper. Why? Because that's something that rich guys let their wives do so they can pretend they have a job. Being a personal shopper is not a goddamn job. And further, how is he a life coach or a lifestyle coach if he's teaching you that what you're wearing matters so much? It doesn't. That's how you know he's a phony. He's concerned with the image, the exterior, not the reality, because his reality is filled with falsehood. How do we know? Take a look at his LinkedIn profile. Here's the kicker. He hasn't even had a proper job. Look on his LinkedIn. 2 of the companies don't even have profile photos because they're fake companies. Furthermore, trip on this. At the companies he did work at, Yellow Pages, and if you're old enough, you know the Yellow Pages used to be a big, thick-ass book, a directory where people would look up phone numbers and look up information for businesses before the internet came out, right? It's an old company. I'm shocked it's still alive. You could tell he's an old nigga. And when he worked for the company, he didn't even have a high-ranking position. He didn't even do much in sales. So where does he get off? Giving business advice to young people. Hurts my heart. So if someone comes to me and they want to talk business, I can give them advice because I've actually run multiple companies in many industries. So that's my identity. Now, if someone came to me and asked me about something I don't know about, I would refer them to an expert in that industry or that field. So for example, if you came to me right now and you said, Marquette, I want to figure out how to be a fake motherfucker and lie to young men and make up shit and pretend to be things I'm not. I said, oh, you got to go to Kevin Samuels. He is an expert in that area, ladies and gentlemen. Well, how are you a fashion expert when you shop off the rack? Off the rack. My nigga Macy's like getting stuff off the rack, but you're a fashion expert. If you're a fashion expert, you might have did what I did, which is to fly to Dubai and meet with your clothier and walk into a fabric store and pick out a fabric such as this one and have a suit made from scratch, such as this one. That's when you really know fashion. Further, I have a bunch of different fashion products I've created. Women's wrap skirts, men's boxing shoes, men's velvet slippers, men's travel vests, men's shirts, all sorts of things. I'm a fashion expert because I've created products and services in the fashion industry. Kevin Samuels, he's like 70 years old and he's created all of 0 businesses in the fashion industry, yet he's a fashion expert. That's mind-boggling. How does that work out? You're going to let someone on the internet say there's something and you're going to believe them just because they said it? I encourage you, do your research. But in this case, you don't have to because I've already done it for you. Let me tell you some more of Kevin Samuels' lies. Go to his website. Now, if you're a businessman, you should sell all kinds of products and services. I know I do. I clicked his website and then we clicked products, right? If you're a businessman, you have products. Under products, there were no fucking products. What in the hell is this? I'm like, where are the products at? You a business guy. You got a whole TV show on YouTube where you're giving business advice. This man is a fraud. Never trust anyone on YouTube whose primary job is as a YouTuber.
I just said that. Wow.
We went to his website, his words, and he wrote that he's a keynote speaker. So we went ahead and just went back to Google, which is a great reference point. Not everything's on Google, but a whole lot of things are on Google. We typed in Kevin Samuels' name. And then we went to images. All his goddamn photos are like fraudulent, staged photos of him posing. Posing where? In random stores. He's posing in random clothing stores, which you could do that. I could do that. He doesn't own the store. Did I see a single photo of him giving a speech? Not one. Did I see a single photo of him orating or of him accepting an award for all of these amazing things he's supposedly done? Not one single photo of him giving a speech. Not one single photo of him getting an award. Why? Because he's a sham, a scam artist, a charlatan. Huh? Why does this matter to me? I believe in young people, and I believe if they can get a good education, they can earn for themselves.
That's right.
So they don't have to ask the government for a stimulus check. They can earn for self, but they can't do that when they're being lied to by a charlatan like Kevin Samuels. You can never learn how to do something from someone who's never done it. He created a show called Lion's Den, which he ripped off the title from another show called Lion's Den that's about entrepreneurs pitching their ideas. But Kevin Samuels never has given a pitch of his business.
Hey,
How are you a
Shaggy.
business person if you've never pitched a business? If you had, I'd be able to see it online. I want to wrap this up by pointing out the following. How are you going to be a lifestyle coach when your entire lifestyle is pretending to have a life that you don't have? Think about this. Kevin Samuels is always in business suits trying to look corporate, but he's never been corporate. Look at his LinkedIn. He says that he's a keynote speaker.
Uh-oh.
I have never said I'm a keynote speaker, but you'll see that I'm endorsed for public speaking 49 times. So when this guy says he's an investor, he's not an investor. When he says he's a businessman, there's no evidence of that. When he tries to dress up in these suits and these neckties and look all corporate, it's all phony because he's not corporate. He's never held a major corporate job. He's never founded a company. He's never even created a fashion product, but purports to be a fashion expert. If I'm lying, please correct me. Now, on the other hand, if you want to get good advice from someone who's actually done business, my recommendation is, I'm not saying you come to me, I'm saying you go to someone, because your path will be so much easier if you can find an expert who's actually had the experience and they can give you reality-based advice to make your path easier. I mean, after all, Kevin Samuels literally has videos about what kind of food you can eat to make your dick bigger.
You got a big dick?
Huh?
You have a big dick?
I mean, it's above average.
Well, we're gonna skip past that because that wasn't so long. But I wanted you to hear how he disrespected that woman and how a man came back and ripped him into pieces. He just shredded him right into pieces. He was basically saying what I was saying earlier. To be a high value man is not what you have. Life is not about what you have. It's about what you give out to the universe. What are you giving to the universe? How have you bettered somebody's life? You haven't bettered somebody's life by downgrading them. And by downgrading them, you build yourself up. You have not accomplished anything. You have a lot, especially when you are a black man, you could be a white man also and seeing your people struggle, same rule apply, but I'm speaking upon black men. Especially if you're a black man and you made it out of the situation and circumstances and the environment that you were brought up in, and you don't try to pull anybody out, shame on you. There's nothing high value about you. You are a wannabe. All you are going to be is a wannabe. These kids, our kids are out here dying. Our kids are out here popping these pills, using drugs. None of them don't have no information. They don't even know what's going on in the world. They have no idea. Even if you're giving a child information, even if you're doing something for your community, have you ever set up a basketball tournament or a basketball game? Have you ever did one-on-one with a youth? Have you ever tried to help a mother? Have you ever tried to help these your fellow men be a good dad? Sometimes y'all men give men incorrect information. Have you ever said, yo, bro, your child needs you? Forget about that mother. Have you ever, being a man is being an example. If you're not an example of anything, you are nothing. What are you are an example of? What do these kids get to look up to? You can't say business and they can watch me. A lot of them don't know about business. When have you put yourself out there and spoken to a child? What did you put in order, or what steps, or who have you supported? Sometimes you don't have the time to physically do it because technically you do work a lot. But what agencies have you worked with that has a cause? Even if you have a YouTube channel, as a man, what information are you putting out there to better your people? Talking about downgrading women all day and making money off downgrading women, you should be ashamed of yourself. That is not building. That is, you are subtracting from your people. Like I said, how would you like if all these people talk about women so much? It wouldn't be okay if your mother died young. I mean, if your mother grow old and lonely, if your mother never found love, if you come from a single parent household, you never want your mother to find love because she got kids. After she had you, you want to be the only thing in her life. She's not supposed to have a life. Your mother's not high value because she do her best for you and however how many kids she have. What are you trying to say in your videos, man? Nobody's supposed to live a life. Nobody's supposed to be happy because you're in a category that means nothing. With all due respect, this is garbage. Women talk to most disgusting things about men being broke or short or dusty or worse. We're not excluding them. We're not excluding them. But again, that's women with low self-esteem, or that's women who have had enough. And that is another topic. We don't just talk about men here, Shaggy. We talk about women here also. But as a man, we speaking upon as a man, what example, besides you running off with your mouth, besides you having diarrhea at the mouth, regurgitating what other people say, what about you? And I'm not even a Kevin Samuels fan. I can't stand him. It's not even about him. At the end of the day, everything is about you. Everything is about you. Are you a person or a man that just run your mouth, or are you a real man and you doing something? We can talk and be smart and have intelligent conversations all day, but where is it going? What you have to physically do something for it to count. You have to physically do something for it to count. Just because you and somebody chalking up something and both of y'all sound intelligent, okay, you sound intelligent, but what else? What else? Did you try to fix the playground? Did you try to fight for a community center? Have you mentored somebody? Have you went into any of these schools and say, hey, these schools need music or these schools need art? Have you went into any of these pantries and ever given out some food? Have you ever tried to help anybody? What have you done that will make somebody look up to you? Yeah, you may get views on YouTube for being disrespectful because you talking to men that's just like you, a bunch of nobodies. A bunch of nobodies. Birds of a feather clock, birds up together, flock together, however how it go, you know how it go. Birds that flock together, go together, whatever. That's why. A bunch of insecure men. But you would never hear them talk about their accomplishments. You would hear them talk about women, but you would never hear them talk about their accomplishments. That's how you impress me. And I'm not talking about no papers on your wall. Anybody could get a degree. And the people, you got people who have degrees, is taking their degrees and they bettering their community. They're bettering people's lives. Only the insecure ones is taking their degrees and just running off with the mouth. Just running off with the mouth. That's all they do. Run off with the mouth. Kevin Samuels is in no position to tell anyone anything. He isn't God, but the people who go to him for advice are fools for seeking advice from a fool. That's what I'm gonna say. I had to change it up. I don't even know why women call this man, but he never said to myself, if you look at the woman, and people always want to hit you with what they call harsh reality. And then they want to call you names. But maybe some women call because he did call himself a dating coach. Maybe they don't know his history. Maybe they don't know he's a fake. Maybe they don't know he wants to be a YouTuber and just do YouTube about being a fake coach. Maybe they thought that he was a real coach. And maybe that's why some of these women called him. You never know who's on the other line and why they called you. But a lot of these fake people don't care. They don't care. He don't know if he crushed that woman after they got off the phone. And who in the heck is you? Hey, foot soldier, who in the heck is you to put a number on your looks? God do not create ugly. Only your heart can be ugly. Who are you? Don't never let anybody give you a number on your looks. Just the same way you don't say, oh, that person's a 5 or 10. You mean God made 5 or 10? God took all that time to develop you, to spring you into life. He put all that work into all your organs and all your everything for you to now put a number on his creation, because we are all God creation. Who are you to put a number on it? So y'all saying that God just, I'm gonna make this person a 10, I'll make this person a 5, I'll make this person a 3, I'll make this person a 1. That wasn't part of God's plan. That's man's plan. And if you were a 10, they get cheated on too. 10s get cheated by other 10s. It's other 10s that's out there if you think you're a 10. There's other 5s that's out there. If you think you're a high value man, there's other higher value men that's out there. So what are you made of? You got to be made of something else. And all the men, he talking about Dusties, yes, very insecure. And all the men that's agreeing with them are insecure also. Have you looked at some of their faces? Instead of us glowing up, we shining down. We dulling. We being dull. Instead of glowing, we are dulling. instead of growing. But again, it all starts within you. Everything starts within you. You are the only one that could say agree or disagree with what anybody got to say about you. You have to allow it. If you don't allow it, then what they say is invalid. You have to be the one to agree what anybody has to say about you. If you don't agree on it, then it ain't true. I don't care what somebody call you, what they say. Their truth is not your truth. You can't see somebody. You may have a man that's a poor man, and you may talk about that man, and then 10, 15 years later, you will see like an athlete say, hey, if it wasn't for my coach, I wouldn't be here. It wasn't for that man next door. He was like a big brother to me. So you don't know where your blessings, when you doing blessings, you don't know where them blessings is going to go. You got to bless people. Then your blessings come back. You got a lot of these athletes, they would not be where they at if it wasn't for somebody. But then the same people, he broke, but you don't know who he helped. You don't know who she helped. You don't know who helped who. And if you're a YouTuber and you're putting out good, uplifting information, yeah, you may not be as big as a lot of these gossip channels, but them few people that's in your channel, you don't know who you helped. You don't know who got your information. You don't know who probably was suicidal and you saved their lives. You don't know who was probably didn't know certain terms or something and you broke it down. Yeah, I'm a big YouTuber. Well, this person is, well, and people kill me with that too. Well, I don't deal with, listen, we in for blessing people. When you about blessing people, it starts at one. Even if you got one person in your room and you shared you blessed that person, and you could have saved that person's life, you have done your job. Sometimes when you go to these big YouTube channels, you're getting a lot of good gossip, but tell me how it helped you. How did you bless somebody? So all them people you talking about, you got to ask yourself, did I help them? Did I give them a good piece of information? Did I do my job? Did I give them something to research? Did I give them something to look at? That's what a high value person is. That's the true meaning of a high value person. You got a lot of these sports people and entertainment people that would tell you, oh, such, it wasn't for such and such, I wouldn't be where I'm at now. And that person still don't have nothing, but they don't know how they touched somebody else's life. You got some kids that was starving and a neighbor knew and the neighbor didn't say nothing. And the neighbor would pass that child some food or send that child to the store. Hey, go to the store for me. But in all reality, you wanted to give that child a tip. Yes, that man is a scammer, honey. We had another man read him. We had another man read him. Like, you got some people, if your room is not lit up, they won't even come up in there because they think they too good. They think they too good. And you got some people, it could be 5 people. Like Information Man has a beautiful channel. I see him everywhere. I see him everywhere. Him, I would say, he's a high value man. Why? Because of the information that he gives. He teaches you. He uplifts you. He gives you information. Catherine with Friends, Donna Just Being Real. They are some high value women. High value women. You go check out Donna's channel. She breaks down. We need to start venting content creators. She gives you so much information on you, especially when it comes down to being narcissistic, sociopaths, and things that people really didn't know. She breaks it down for you. I seen her replay. She had a very good live the other day. So I always catch her, but I can't catch her lives. I catch her replay. Oh my God, I forgot what it was about. It's about the love scam, about scammers. And she in her live, she was telling you about scammers and how people are giving up their money over the telephone without even knowing. I mean, with not even knowing the person. Very good topic. Her topics are unbelievable. I love her topics. If you want to get some good topics, go check her videos out. I always check out your replays, but I still think that they be down. You know, them scammers be down with people. That's what they do. And Catherine with Friends, she always have something positive to say. She always try to, and she doesn't have to, but she always try to build your channel. Every time you go on her channel, she will drop your link in and try to build your channel. So even if you know the person already, you may have them already, but remember I told you, you guys can support each other by supporting each other lives, watching their videos, you know, try to reach out and make sure y'all don't bump heads and go on at the same time. But if you have to, you have to. If I'm on and you want, I'm still going to catch your replay because I still have to support you. That's how I value people who has integrity, who lift people up, who don't tear them down. Yeah, because y'all was tore down. Sugar Love, there's a bunch of trifling people working together. Scared. Yes, honey. And that topic you did was great. I was all into that. I was all into that. You know, but if you want to get into good topics, real topics, check out Donna Just Being Real. Bring a friend, be a friend. Information Man, be his friend. Catherine with Words, be a friend. And my lovely sister Foot Soldier, she is not a content creator, but she's there. She is there for support. And the people in the bushes, you got to thank them for support too. Because them the ones who don't have content, they're in your room because they just want to be there. You got to thank them too. Sugar Love, thank you for watching my replays. When you can't, of course. Because see, sometimes I don't get the notifications. Sometimes you get the notifications. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes you got to catch them on a replay. I love the Bush people. You know, and Information Man, if you can't catch his live, I think he just did one. What was it? See, y'all be making me think here. Oh my goodness, what was it? What was he talking? I just saw the replay. Anyway, I'm gonna remember, but if you can't watch him, check out his replays. And then if you like it, share it. If you have a community tab, share it out. Ain't gonna hurt you, especially if it's a good topic. It ain't gonna hurt you. Share it out. Or a person is busy at the time. That's why YouTube makes replay for those who watch at another time. Correct. Correct. That's why, I was trying to keep this short and sweet, but I couldn't get the audio together. It took me a half an hour to figure out how to get the audio together, but I try to keep it short and sweet, just so when people watch a replay, when you're doing a topic, not when you just on live. When you just on live, do what you want to do. But if you're doing it on a particular topic, you want to keep it to the point. To the point. Stay on topic. So when people watch your replay, they're getting the information that they need. So you want to stay on topic. That's right, Donna, me in bed watching. So if you're doing a regular live, hey, talk much as you want to talk. But if you're doing a topic, stay on topic. If anybody would like to come on and express how they feel about this situation, that's okay. We all learn the software. It took me forever. And I got that by mistake. Because I was like, I'm not starting over. Because usually when you start over, you lose the people. I'm going to put the invite in here. If anybody want to talk about this high value mess, anything uplifting, you're more than welcome to come speak your piece. If anybody want to come up and speak upon the situation about what Kevin Samuels had to say and what that man had to say. What that man had to say about Kevin Samuels. Sometimes it take a man. See, oh my gosh, I ain't even getting OBS. I'm stick with StreamYard for now. Because that's really simple. Really, really, really simple. I will have to have somebody here with me like I'm a kindergartner. Like I'm in kindergarten trying to learn. But we all have great content, and I have been blessed. I have been blessed to have good creators. I have been blessed to have nothing but good creators in my chat. Everybody here are great creators, great people, very good at uplifting people. We don't have that drama. But I did want to talk about that. That is two things I wanted to talk about. I may get off and come back on. But I wanted to speak upon, if you don't know, Donna, did you see Velvet Live today? And I also wanted to talk about the Jaguar Right / Star Moreau / Tasha K. I wanted to get them the other two topics I wanted to get on, baby. Yes, I wanted to get on them two topics. Donna, did you see Miss Velvet Live today? That is another that's another one. That is another one. My girl was boo-hooing. And I wanted to talk about Miss Jaguar White / Star Monroe / Tasha K. I wanted to get on them. Where you at, Donna? Donna, please. Yes, honey. I wanted to get on them. No, honey, I'm not ready to go off, come back. I'm going off, and I'm coming back on. Wait, hold on. Let me see if the T put it up. Let me see the T put it up. Let me see.
And Sheba was there, and he had sex with Sheba, and he took her virginity. And when he took her virginity, he wanted me to console her. He wanted me to be there for her and tell her you and everything that a man is supposed to do for a woman when he breaks her virginity, or what's supposed to happen when a man
I'm
breaks a
scared
woman's
to go off.
virginity.
I'm
He
scared
wanted
to
me
go
to
off
do.
and come back.
And I just did not understand that because I didn't break her virginity. I didn't want to break her virginity with you. It was a situation where when her virginity got broken, we was in the tent and I was totally
Can you
against it.
guys
And he
hear?
was like, you need to act okay. You need to act like you want to do this because, you know, this is what you decided to do. And this is what you know, agreed that you was going to do. And, you know, making me feel bad and giving me this guilt trip about being, you know, being like
For
against
educational
what he was
purposes
doing.
only, fair
And so I
use.
had to sit there and watch it without wanting to do it. And Sheba definitely came to me for support and encouragement, and
Thank
she
you,
leaned
girl.
on me as a confidant. So at that time, all I could do was explain to her my perspective on why I did not like it. And
Wait till she get to crying.
there's still to this day probably a misunderstanding with that, but I know for sure this is a message to Sheba. You know, when a man decides to take your virginity, he's not supposed to pass you to another man. Especially in this, if it's not a situation where you got your virginity broken and you decided that you didn't want to fuck with him no more because of his ways, then that's on you. But if a man breaks your virginity and then passes you to another man as if he haven't even broken it, even if he's with another woman, then he's not the one for you.
Yes,
And
Catherine.
he just took from you.
Yes,
He
Catherine.
took your innocence from you, Sheba, Kendra, because you'll never get that back. And when years pass, you're going to remember that moment and you're going to cry as a woman.
This is
Because of
live.
what
This
you
is
let happen
live.
to
This
you,
is live.
because
I can't
of
go out and come
what
back in.
he was telling you, what he was trying to make you believe was true, which wasn't. So you're going to feel, and this is just woman to woman, you know, Kendra, I'm not here to put your business out there, but it's out there.
Out there.
Our whole life is out there. We can't
Mhm.
sit around and act like it's not. So the message to you is, you know, when I was with you at the time, Sheba, when I was with you, Kendra, whatever you like to call yourself, when I was with you, I noticed a lot of depression, a lot of misunderstanding, confusion in a lot of areas that you can't even grasp yourself because you're a very logical person. But because you're subjecting yourself to believe what Nature Boy is saying, you are turning a blind eye to your gut feeling. You are turning a blind eye to what you know to be true. So while you're denying yourself emotionally, spiritually, and physically, you're draining yourself. Your physical body is going to be deprived because you're not taking the necessary
Girl, get to the
steps
crying
to
part.
claiming your salvation and claiming your power claiming your individuality, claiming the soul that you are, because you have relinquished your energy to a man that is just a flesh like you are, and let him have control over your mind. And as long as you give him that power, and as long as you allow him to manipulate and control you, your life will go down and down and down and down and down and
Exactly,
down
Donna.
and down.
Exactly.
And I'm here to tell you through experience. Carbonation, y'all like to look at me like I'm the bad person. Y'all like to look at me like I'm the demon, like I'm the person that doesn't know what I'm talking about. But for one thing for sure, when I was there, I was not happy. And everybody around me was not fully happy. And I can tell.
I can't
People
stand
in
Evil Bell, but
carbonation,
you social
you might
bad.
put out a song
She'll be
here and
back.
there. You might do a painting here and there. You might do a video talking about the knowledge here and there. But what the truth is that all of you are trying to fill a void. And you're trying to find yourselves
We heard
in the
this
knowledge
before,
and
but
trying to find
we're
yourself
gonna
through the
hear this
painting
again.
and through what through Nature Boy's validation. But like I said, no one can ever give you that. You have to claim that for yourself. You have to believe in yourself. And it's going to come a time when
Yeah, she left again, Catherine.
you're going to want to express yourself physically, emotionally. You can't stay quiet for long. You cannot give your soul to someone else with all of the thoughts that you still have and all of the
Get to
ideas
the
that you still
crying,
have, and not
girl.
say anything about it and not share anything about it. There's going to
Catherine
come a
is
day
funny.
where
She gonna
you're
love.
going to
She's
want to
trying to
speak
get
out about these
donations. Too
things. So
lazy to get an educational job.
back to the
If she
story
doesn't,
with
won't last. She
me and
probably
Nature
left
Boy
her-
got
Yeah,
together.
she was hurt.
Once he broke the virginity between him and Kendra, she was devastated. She went on to be with
True.
the guy True.
Yes.
And True claimed to say that he loved her and everything. And from my personal experience, from my personal view, the things that I've seen and the things that I've heard, you shouldn't be with him either. You shouldn't be with True either, because True doesn't have your best interest as well. Actually, in fact, True or Aaron is trying to be just like Nature Boy. All of those men over there are trying to be just like Nature Boy, and they're trying to adopt as much as they can the characteristics that Nature Boy possesses, so that they can be praised and admired by Nature Boy. But what those men don't understand is that they'll never get that praise. They'll never get that worship. They'll never get the validation that they're looking for from another man. Because at the end of the day, you can only validate yourself. And if you're acting like a child and you're giving someone control over your mind while you're acting like a child, they'll never respect you. Nature Boy does not respect none of the men that are over there. Nature Boy has
Donna,
never
I'm
respected
sure
any
they say when
man,
they get over there, everybody
any
lose
woman,
weight.
any child who has ever set foot into carbonation, because Nature Boy does not know himself truly. He does not respect
Girl, get to the
himself truly. He
crying.
puts himself out in ways that are very disgusting, very disgraceful. It's just disgraceful. Like, mentally delusional, mentally ill at its finest, narcissistic characteristics at its finest. If you don't know
Look
what a
who's talking.
narcissist is, I highly recommend you look up videos. I highly recommend you to research about narcissistic behaviors. If you are in carbonation,
Really?
you're going to see that he's one for sure.
Yeah.
So when it comes to True, True did not like me at all. When I was in carbonation, True did not like me. True did not want me there. He said that he wished that I had left. And I was glad that he had wished that I had left, because that actually worked in my favor, honey. But the thing is, The point is that True is trying to be just like Nature Boy.
No,
So
kidding.
if you want to be with Nature Boy so bad, then you might as well stay with Aaron, because you're not gonna feel good, Kendra, if you go be with Nature Boy, and that's why you're not with him now, because he made you feel like shit. So with that being stated,
Get back to you.
I did not know, I was not pregnant at the time when he broke her virginity. Now,
It gets good, Donna. It gets good.
I did not know that he was talking to multiple women behind my back.
Mm-hmm.
I did not know that he was downplaying me to these women behind my back. I did not know that he was trying to replace
Mm-hmm.
me behind my back. And when I had figured everything out, when I figured that out, I started to have attitude issues with him, because I just could not, like, as much as I had did for him, as much as I supported him, as much as I
Mm-hmm.
took care of him, how could he ever say the things that he had said about me behind closed doors to other women? Sending my naked videos, my naked pictures to them,
Yeah, that
and
one
and
when you was
and, and
going
just
downtown
thinking that
too.
that was the way, and thinking that that was what he should have been participating in. I just couldn't believe it. So I would try to talk to him about some of these things, and when I started to speak out about how I was feeling, it got very physically abusive. And every time I went back and like every time I left and went back, it got more physically abusive. Like every single time it got worse. It didn't get better. And so I remember on one instance we were sitting in the car. This was the live that I lied on when my dad had got onto the live with Nature Boy to address him hitting me in the van when we were driving across Mexico. And Nature Boy didn't really say he hit me or not, but he didn't deny it, but he didn't take responsibility for it. And my dad was heated. And I remember lying in that video and telling everybody, like, trying to take up for Nature Boy and trying to protect
Mm-hmm.
him and trying to make it seem like, everything was good, and it wasn't. And I remember being in the car, and he was talking to a whole bunch of women, and I was pregnant. I was like maybe 6-7 months pregnant, and I asked him about him doing that, and I didn't want him to do it, and I politely, told him that I feel, I don't feel good about it. So he got mad at me, and because I didn't want to speak to him, and because I was giving him the cold shoulder and not allowing him to express himself to me, he just started hitting me in my head. Like he started like slapping
No,
me in my head like
he
this
beat you like a
as I'm
dog.
sitting there. And I believe at the time Aaron was there, I believe, or True, I believe he was there, but multiple people was there at the time. Flo was there, Rambo, Serenity, I think Sheba was there also. Tron was there. I think Joy was there. Musa. Yeah. So he's slapping me in my head, and all of a sudden my nose starts to bleed. And he pulls over the car, and he's like, I'm about to pass out, pretty much. And he's like putting water on my face, and he's like slapping me. He's like, get up, get up, get up. And while I'm pregnant. And I'm just looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, and then he puts me back in the car, and the next thing you know, he's telling me how much he's sorry. Now he's playing music to win me over. He's romancing me in front of everybody. He's telling me how much he loves me and how much he just wants to do this with me and do that with me. And then there's this gaslighting of romanticism. And I fall for it. Fast forward, I have the baby. Multiple stuff has happened during this time. Like before I had the baby, I had to give him head every night. And I had chose to start to give him head every night because as a woman, I had decided that I was going to support my man. And anybody who knows me knows that when I am into a relationship with someone,
Yeah,
or
how
I
you did OMAC,
consider
right?
myself to be in a relationship with someone, I don't take that lightly. I take that very seriously. I'm very wholeheartedly dedicated and committed to the relationship that
Yeah,
I
like
get
you did
into when I
OMAC,
do
right?
get into one. So I had
Like you did
dedicated,
OMAC.
giving
You're
him
solely
head every
committed.
night. And it became overwhelming for me because I would be super big and pregnant and he still would be asking me for head. And I just, at that point in my journey, I just allowed him to sleep. Like, he already was sleeping with every woman that had touched ground in carbonation, but I had got lenient with him sleeping with everyone, because before those initial times where I started getting frustrated with the sexual activity, he was like telling me like, I'm just gonna go have sex with her right quick, da 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 da, like she's gonna be your sister. And I would like be super mad because he would want to have sex with them, and then it would have like every time he had sex with somebody, it would be a show, because I would be so mad, and he would have to like give me all of these gifts and give
One
me
day,
everything I
Donna,
want and
somebody's
treat me
gonna
like
tell
the
the
queen
truth.
to make me feel better and all of this extra stuff. So and he did that to win me over. And he calls it he says that I'm spoiled. No, bitch, I'm a woman, and that shit you shouldn't be doing to no real woman. So nevertheless, this nigga, even it's embarrassing. Yes, it's embarrassing, but at the end of the day, it's my life. It's what I've been through, and it's something that other women are going through as well. And I wish to seek to help them out of their situation too. Any woman that's going through this, whether it be, so I got tired of that sexual, I just got tired of it. And so I started letting him have sex with the other women. And what I noticed was my body started getting out of whack. I started having yeast infections occasionally. My smell was different.
Yeah.
I even felt different. I felt disgusted. I felt like I needed to take a shower every day. And I exposed this fact to him. And he was like, no, you're tripping. That's your mind doing that because you really don't want to do it anyway. And you need to get with the program, and you need to start thinking like me more so you can be more in tune with me and this and that. And so I'm like, okay. So I'm thinking it's me. I'm thinking that I'm fucked up with it. So I'm changing my thoughts. I'm changing the way that I'm thinking so that I can be with him, so I can allow him to do it. So I cut my mind off. During the pregnancy, I cut my mind off to the sexual activity because it stressed me out so much. So I had to focus on having
Catherine, you remember
Eliana.
Mama Dia?
So
That's
when
what
I
I'm waiting for. She touched
had
on Mama
her,
Dia a little bit, Donna.
he did not let me
She
rest
touched on her very
properly.
little, but she do
He
bring her
was
up.
always downplaying my strength. He was always calling me weak. And Serenity went through the same thing when she had her child, the beautiful baby Zen. He would always tell her how weak she was and how she needed to leave and she didn't need to be there because she was weak-minded and she wasn't strong enough physically. And he did that to me too. And he put me in a situation where he made me feel like I had nothing else to turn to. I had no one else to rely on to support me in that pregnancy. So I started to rely on the women that was around me who he was having sex with, and they took care of me. They helped me through my pregnancy, which I was grateful for, because that was Eliana was a very hard pregnancy for me. And the reason why I believe it was a hard pregnancy was because he does not allow people to have medical attention there. And this is why Mama Dia passed away when she was there in carbonation, because nobody is being taken care of properly. Everybody's being fucked mentally, but the physical body is like not even a factor. So when the women get pregnant, these women are not taking prenatal vitamins. They are not getting ultrasounds. They are not getting any medical attention that they need to ensure that the baby is not going to be coming out with any complications or anything like that. And so the least that he does is take you to get a checkup. to see the
Mhm.
gender of the baby
You know
or
that's
to
right.
just
But
see
we're
if the
gonna
baby's
listen.
okay one time
We heard this
and then wait
already,
for you to have it just to
but we're
see
gonna
how
hear
it's
it
going to
again.
come out, because he doesn't care about the children that he's bringing into this world. Neither does he care about the women that's having these children into this world. Neither is those other men care about those women and who they're getting pregnant enough to seek their medical attention, because anybody knows that having a baby is not something that you should be playing with. When I exaggerated I didn't even exaggerate the pain. The pain was actually bad as like my pregnancy was excruciating pain. But what I had to do in my situation was I had to amp up a little bit, because Nature Boy downplayed me so much. He downplayed my strength and called me weak so much that he was looking at me like I was a hypochondriac or that I was like doing too much. So I had to hype to get sent to the hospital. As soon as I hit the hospital, they had to they had to put a catheter and drain me. They had to
Drain that
check
infection.
to see how many centimeters I was dilated. I had to have immediate medical attention
They had to
because of
drain
the
that
complications
infection.
that were taking place at the time, because
Mhm.
I did not have medical attention. So this is another reason why I'm speaking out and making this video, because there are pregnant women there. There are children there. There are things that happen there that should not be happening. And like I told you, I've took the necessary precautions and steps to protect myself. So now he's running so that he doesn't get caught up in his own shit. He has to go run off into another jurisdiction so that he doesn't get served.
Exactly, Donna.
So with that being stated,
Get to the crying part
these
now.
women I feel bad for. I have been around these women to see the pain and the torture in their eyes and how they feel, and yes, they're subjecting themselves to it, but it's like it's something mental that they're going through.
You
It's
too.
not anything that's like logical, that's like conscious, like up to the front, like common sense. It's more like spiritual and mental that they're facing in order to come to an understanding and you know, just come to an understanding of what they're going through in their life. And I've been there, and that's why I know, because I've been there. And these people are not bad people. They're not people who are like Nature Boy. Now, some of them are. I would agree that some of them are, but most of them aren't. Most of them aren't like Nature Boy. They're just being mentally manipulated into believing that the knowledge that he's teaching comes from his heart, and that he's the Messiah of that message, and he came to bring humanity that message while still doing his dirt. If you're a messenger of humanity or of God, you're not going to be displaying none of the characteristics that you display, sir, when it comes to physically abusing a woman,
You said that.
not getting women the proper treatment that they need when they're around you, sexually harassing, physically harassing women, raping women. You understand? That's right. When a woman does not want to have sex with a man and he pushes up on her and threatens
Nobody
her
reported though.
because she doesn't want to have sex with him, or threatens her in any kind of way, mentally, emotionally, physically, whatever it is, that's rape.
So why you call
That's
Popo?
rape.
Why you call Popo?
Period.
Mm-hmm.
So a messenger of God, a messenger of, purity, is not going to be displaying none of those characteristics.
Oh yeah, Catherine, I remember. ASAP.
When so after I had Eliana, that pregnancy was the worst pregnancy. I don't wish that pregnancy on my worst enemy. Once that was over, he started going even more crazy with the women. He told me on occasions during the pregnancy, like, oh yeah, the reason why I got you pregnant was to trap you. And the reason why, I wanted to trap you was because you're so beautiful and you have all of these gifts and talents, and I want you to be the one for me. I want you to be my queen, but I'm gonna wild out. This is what he told me. He said, I'm a wild, once you have that, like, once you know what I'm saying, like, deep into it, I'm gonna wild out, is what he said. And sure enough, he did. And I didn't take that like that in that moment, but he was being truthful. Like I said, he tells on himself. So as time went on, I had the baby and I started to get even more stressed out because first of all, I didn't want to raise my child like this. Second of all, he started doing weirdo shit. Like this nigga, one time I woke up to him having sex with Aya. Mind you, Aya had helped me during the process with Eliana. When I gave birth and everything, I was so physically exhausted that I needed help. So she helped me, and she would help me hold her at night when she would get up and cry and stuff. So one time I woke up to him having sex with Aya while she was holding Eliana.
You ain't run then?
Bitch.
Wow.
I got up and I reached over and I grabbed my child and I put my child in my arms. And he was like, "What you doing?" And I was like, "What do you mean what I'm doing? Like, y'all having sex and Eliana is right here. Like, what the fuck do you mean? What am I doing?" And he was like, "No, leave Eliana alone. Come engage. Come engage." So he wanted me to engage.
Oh, God.
And at that moment, I put Eliana down and I started engaging on some real honesty shit. I started engaging because I did not want it to be a physical fight. Nature Boy used to abuse me physically because I did not want to do and participate in what he wanted.
We're gonna get on that.
I literally have bruises, like scratches, still on my being right now from the turmoil that me and him had been fighting each other through. So after everything was over, I took my baby and I never gave her back to Eliana like I never gave Eliana back to Aya like that ever again. Because as a woman, why would you even go outside of those boundaries to do that? Like have sex with a child in your arms, my nigga? Someone else's child in your arms, and you think that like that's okay? Like, no, my nigga, no. And so it got to the point where I felt like I had to protect Eliana.
Really?
At every moment, because I didn't know if he was going to try to fucking have some type of sexual activity in front of her face.
He was.
So I was at that point in my journey, I was like, I don't want to have sex at all. I don't want to do this. I don't want to be around y'all. So I started getting feisty. And this is when y'all see me cussing online and hitting him online and saying all of this shit online and, you know, making a scene, and he's recording me making a scene because I did not agree with what was going on. Now, the reason why I had continued to support him and stay and protect him was because he was the father of my child, and I feel like we can work things out. All you have to do is just listen to a couple points that I make, and we can get through this together. That was the reason why I stayed. So now that I have come to terms with the fact that will never be the case, it's easier for me to cut this nigga the fuck off.
Really?
So, with that being said,
your daughter kissing everybody.
I had started planning to run. And this is when my dad had came to Mexico to save me, blah, 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 blah. And at that moment, I didn't want to leave. When my dad came to get me, I didn't want to leave because I felt like I could work it out. I felt like we could mend things. I felt like we could get over it. And that's what I tried to do. And it just got worse. The women kept pouring in, and the women just started pouring in, and it just took off. So by the time we, you know, got deported from those places because the police got caught on us because of the accusations and his behaviors and everything like that, we got deported to Nicaragua, and this is when he went to jail. And I was like holding everything down, and I was online making videos, protecting his character, saying that he's not this person, he's not that person, da da da, you know, which helped him get out of jail. And you know, I was that woman, you know, in his life at that moment. And all of the other women that he was having sex with was surrounding me, and none of them cared.
Yes, he was.
None of those women cared about him being in jail. None of them was even thinking about ways on how to support him while he was in jail. Them bitches was doing whatever the fuck they want. So fast forward a little bit more into the details of what recently had went down.
All right, we
Mind
listening.
you, for after a year after I had Eliana, I had been like in and out of the situation. I had been going back to him and leaving him. And every time I went back to Nature Boy was because me and Nature Boy had conversations offline. And he would say, like, I'm just going to be with you. I'm going to be monogamous. I'm going to give you what you need. You're a queen. You're the empress.
Yeah.
Whatever.
We told you no, Doc.
And so that was like one of the ruling factors of why I had went back to be with him as well. So when I was there, every time I went back, let about maybe a week or two pass by, there's women in his phone. He's bringing Malia. There's women that's coming in that the other women don't know about. He's like pouring all of this. So the last time that I left and I went back before this time, it was a very, very big. It was very big the way that he proceeded to reel me in. This is when Sabel was there at the time, and he told all of the women, including Malia, which I would assume to be his chiefess or his person to replace me, because that's what he told me. He told me that he was going to replace me with Malia, and this is a message from Malia. Honey, you cannot be replaced by anyone, and you can't replace anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
So if a man is using you as a ticket or a token to make someone else jealous or to make a statement, in front of the public eye, to make himself look like the man because of his image and his ego and his publicity, he's not the one for you. You want a man that's going to choose you because he chooses to be with you and explore your personality with you and love you for who you are, not to be with you to replace you from a woman who he's trying to recreate in his mind so that he can indulge in all of his sexual desires. That's not true love. That's not love at all. That's actually using you for your beauty, using you for your talents, your skills, and to use you as a catalyst, as an energy source to suck from, to live out his tendencies, to live out what he wants to do, to live out his desires, and whatever that is. So while you're sitting up there thinking that he's in love with you, thinking that, you're the next one up, you're irreplaceable.
Yeah.
You're irreplaceable. And at the end of the day, you should never want to be with a man who's trying to replace you because another woman left him. As a woman, don't you want a man that's going to pick you because he chooses to be with you.
She get beat. Don't worry
not
about
the other way around. So when it comes to,
she get beat too. Don't worry about it. You know that. Get to the beating.
When it comes to those situations with the women, any man who is downplaying you, all the women in carbonation, any man who's downplaying you to not be as great as you know that you are in your heart, and uplift you as the woman, as the empress, as the queen, as whatever the fuck you want to call yourself that you know you are, if that man doesn't do that, then he does not have your best interest. He doesn't. He never will. So
hopefully she listened to her own advice.
When I went back, he told all of the women, this was when we was in Cali. And this was the pictures of me in a white and pink, and I had Eliana, and we was like taking family photos, and he decided to marry me. This was during that time. And he made it seem like he was only going to be with me. He made it seem like none of those other women couldn't hold a candle to me. Like I was just it. And those women were very mad because he had put so much energy into them when I left that they started to fall in love with him. Every time I left, he was treating them and wooing them. The same thing he was doing to me, he did to them.
No.
When I left. So now he got all of the women wrapped around his finger when I came, come back this last time. So they're all like having these secret thoughts about me. And I'm sitting there like, damn, like, why? And I'm like, damn, like, why y'all got something towards me? Like, if anything, I just been trying to help y'all. you know, in the time when I, you know, when I see fit. But my Nature Boy's mind doesn't agree with mine. So anything that I have ever told them, or anything that I have like ever, you know, like said to them or whatever, they just took for face value. And I just want to put this out there. Before I continue with the details, I just want to put this out there.
What?
The situation with Nature Boy has made me seem very two-faced. It has made me seem very wishy-washy.
That was
And
all
I'd like
you.
to share with you the reason
That was all
why.
you. Okay, we listening.
Personally,
listening,
throughout my
Donna?
entire journey, even when before Nature Boy, even before being in a relationship with Nature Boy, I give people the benefit of the doubt. I
Really?
like to help people. I like to be that
Who did she
voice of
help?
reason. You know, be that person that's like making someone better. You know, when I come into your life, I'm going to impact you. You know what I'm saying? And I felt like I was that for Nature Boy. I felt like I could help him. And so during the help, I was neglecting my own personality and protecting him, and lying and saying things that weren't true, and, you know, just protecting him so that he cannot seem like the person that social media knows him to be.
Yeah.
Because I didn't want him to be that person. I
Yeah.
don't want him to be that person.
But he
I actually
is.
wish that he would get himself together mentally so that he could become a better man.
He's
You know, so that he can start treating himself right, so that he can start treating other people right. And so that has always been my goal, to make Carbonation better, make Carbonation something greater than what it was portrayed to be online. Because
it's what Nature Boy wanted
personally,
it to be.
I believe the brilliant was idea. The idea was brilliant for him to want to live in nature and teach about how to eat a holistic diet and be around people that you know, support you and help you, and, you know, working on yourself spiritually and overcoming your childhood traumas. I thought that was something good.
Yeah.
You know, but unfortunately, he's not actually serious about what he says. He's just saying those things to reel people in to have control over their minds, into believing that he's going to do those things. And so when it comes to me being two-faced, I just really regret a lot of the things that I've said and a lot of the things that I did because of the situation at hand. But I cannot sit here and I can't take any of it back. You know, people who see me for who I truly am will, and those who don't won't. And I can't judge
we see you for what you truly are.
Everybody's on their own journey and everybody's doing their own thing. Mine just so happened to be blasted publicly. So the truth of the matter is that as time went on, when we was in Cali, he was having secret conversations with these women behind my back. He was telling them that he loved them and that he would eventually be with them, and that he should wait until, you know, I was ready to accept them into our relationship, and you know, massaging and persuading the whole situation.
Yeah.
So I did not know any of that in that space and time. So I'm thinking he's only want to be with me. So one day we're outside, 4th of July, we're outside.
Oh, we want to hear that.
I'm noticing that he's flirting with the women there.
Get to it.
And I'm like, why are you doing that? And you're supposed to be committed to me, like. And I couldn't help but say something about it, because he promised me that he wouldn't do that.
Lies.
So I said something about it, and he was like, you need to come correct. You need to ask me correctly. Mind you, I've never gotten out the way with him. I've never screamed at him or anything like that. I've always came to him politely with how I felt, because at the end of the day, that's who I've always been. If I feel some type of way, even with my friends, my closest friends, I'll come to you and have a discussion with you. I'm not gonna just sit there and, you know, be mean or arrogant or rude and like.
But you were.
I'm actually a very understanding person.
No, you're not.
And that's what I did with him, and he couldn't take that about me. He couldn't take that truth about me. He couldn't take the fact that I was trying to figure things out and I wanted to know and I wanted to understand it. So what he would do, or in that moment in time, he physically abused me. Like he made Carbonation make a circle around me and he beat me in that circle. And I was so beautiful that day. Like so beautiful that day. How could you ever put your hands on someone who has the best interest for not only you, but just in general? And he beat me that day, and he made the men tighten up the circle, and everybody watched. And by the end of the beating, I was practically naked.
Oh God!
In the middle of that circle, and that was something that I had to deal with moving forward in Carbonation, and I was very embarrassed about that. And I knew people did not look at me the same at that moment, and I at that point I was just trying to be there for the sake of my daughter, to see if it could work out.
You want her to see all of that craziness. I get you.
And it just got worse and worse. Every moment that rolled by, it just got worse and worse. So every time I would not want to agree with how he wanted to live and what he wanted to do, it became very physically abusive. He would hit me in my face. He would choke me out. He would punch me. He would kick me. He would scream at me.
You went back to that.
He would slap me. Anything he could do, he would do, so that he could have full control over my mind. And I became scared the last time that I went back.
Okay, daughter.
I became like
Sugar. You remember how she
mentally disturbed at that point of like,
all he did was love her.
Why would he even want to treat me that way? Because I'm not here to harm nobody. I'm not here to like take nothing away from you. I just want to make the situation better because we have a daughter together. And
got 4 other sons,
why wouldn't you want to make the situation good for our daughter? Like,
You went back 3 times and realized that you got beat from the beginning.
People could say whatever they want. But honey, this is my life, and I have a child with this man, and I have to.
So do 3 other women.
Come to terms with those decisions that I made in the past and realize anybody out there who's negative or being negative, I feel so sad for your soul, because I'm not going to get into that right now, but Eliana is so precious.
You now noticing that all the time you put her in danger since being in your belly. She was in your belly.
I love that little girl so much. She's so beautiful. She's so smart. She's so talented. And for him to have a child and neglect the child because of his desires is so sad to me. And I'm not crying because I'm not crying because I'm crying because there's children that need their parents in their lives. They need their parents, and you're talking about fixing these generational curses and healing these generational curses, but you're perpetuating them. You're actually making them worse, and think that your child is gonna become this better person out of it. You're creating a monster. The children, if you have a child with Nature Boy and you continue to be with him, you're going to create a monster. You're not going to be creating someone angelic. It's unfortunate, but it's the truth. And as much as I wanted to make it work, and as much as I tried to make it work, I couldn't. And so now I have to raise Eliana, and I have to tell her that I tried, baby girl. I tried for you. I tried for me. And I tried for Nature Boy, but I can't. And she's gonna have to understand that as a woman when she gets older. And I'm gonna talk to her, and I'm gonna let her know why I would never speak down about anyone. The only thing that I'm going to do from this moment forward is tell the truth about what I know about somebody, to give my child the wisdom and the knowledge that they need to know about that person before she starts to interact with them. Because the last thing that I want for my daughter is to go through what I went through and 10 times worse. So it's just unfortunate because I really like, I'm very peaceful. I'm a very peaceful person. And I did not have any intention to hurt anybody or do anything foul to anybody. You know, I always looked at myself as a person to change humanity, to bring a new way of thinking, to expand our consciousness as humanity, to heal ourselves from slavery, from, you know, our ancestral background of the pain and trauma that we've been through as a people. And it just saddens me to know that there are people, like multiple men, not only Nature Boy, but multiple men that are online who's using the word of God, who's using the spirit of God, or not even the spirit of God, but the blessings from God, to manipulate people, to manipulate women, to manipulate children into creating their own worlds of destruction. That is so unhealthy. That's so unhealthy for someone to think about. So when it comes to my daughter, it gets very sensitive for me because I've been through a lot with her. That pregnancy imprinted, you know, is imprinted in my womb, and I will never forget it. And I will never forget it. And from moving from this day forward, I'm going to teach her everything that she needs to know to become a strong, independent woman, so that she knows her worth, so that she knows her strength, so that when she ever starts to get into relationships, she won't let nobody use her. She won't let nobody tell her, baby, I love you, just because I said a little piece of knowledge. And she'll never have to go through that. You know, if she's in the custody with me and, you know, I'm raising her the way I feel like is right. So I definitely learned a lot of lessons when it comes to men. You know, that situation exceeded Nature Boy. I've learned about men. I know how to carry myself as a woman around a man. I know the nature of a man. I know how he's thinking. I could tell what he wants from a mile away just by a couple words that he's saying. So, you know, after that beating, you know, I really just couldn't turn that off. That hurted me so bad.
No, let your mother teach her, not you. Mm-hmm.
From that day, I had started to plan my escape. And when I started to plan my escape, it just didn't go well, because if I had showed any sign of leaving or any sign of not wanting to be around him, he was going to physically abuse me. And he did. You know, it got to the point where at the end, he just, you know, threatened to hit me. And I was like, no, I don't want to get hit. So I had to suppress how I felt. I had to suppress my worries and my doubts and everything. And I just kept moving on to proceed with my escape. And this was a couple months later, because he had took my documents. Like, he says that he makes it easy for people to leave and he makes it easy for people to just walk away. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. Anybody who's there who wants to leave, they have to ask him for permission to leave. And when they ask him for permission to leave, it's a speech, a day-long speech, if not 2 days long, of a speech to coerce them into staying, so that he can have control over all of the people. And what all of these people do is they wind up sneaking away, you know. So eventually to backtrack to the me planning my escape when I was in Cali, he confiscated all of my documents. He took everything away from me, everything. And before that, the other times he like broke my phone because I was trying to leave. He broke my car, like my credit card. He broke it. Took all of my identification. So I was like, damn, what's the easiest way for me to at least have my passport and my ID so that I can get on a plane and be able to get Eliana through the border? Because mind you, he neglected Eliana's paperwork in the process. So, you know what I'm saying? He doesn't give a fuck about that. So now I have to make sure that I have a way to get to where I need to be this last time. So what I did was I sat with myself in the bathroom and I cried. And I was like, damn, bro, why did I have to put myself through this again? Like, why? Like, I just stayed strong in that moment. And I was like, it was because of this point. Vel, you needed to come to this point so that you can stop running back and forth, so that you can stop going back and forth. You needed this experience so that you can truly see.
You need another ass whooping, and that's what you're saying.
After some time, of crying and stuff, I just got myself together and I was like, I'm just gonna have to chalk it up and I'm gonna have to do what he tells me to do so that I can reel my documents in. And it worked, So during the process, I had to do everything he wanted me to do. And I was not happy. I had to make it seem like I was happy. So all of the times that y'all had seen me on live, the marriage, like all that, I did not want to do any of that. I did not want to get married. I did not want to get on live. I did not want to talk. I did not want to say nothing. I didn't want to protect him. But I couldn't speak out because I knew that would become physically abusive for me. I knew that I wasn't going to be able to reel my documents in that way. So what I did was I participated in all the sexual activity. Like,
yeah, she did marry him, Catherine.
It got to the point where he separated the women and the men, and he put us in 2 different houses, and he was in the house with the women, and the men were neglected, pretty much. And when he got all the women in the house together, that same day, he had proceeded to have sex with everybody. That same day, all of the women, including me. And he did whatever he wanted to with us, whatever he wanted to, and he did it for about 2 weeks until the other women were like, well, Zoka, she wanted to be with Solar, and she was pregnant, with Solar's baby, so she wanted to be with him, and Nature Boy was still having sex with her, and she didn't have a choice. She didn't have a choice.
Poor Zoka, but she asked for it too.
So she slept with him, and he wanted to. And Sheba wanted to be with him. Sheba wanted to be with Nature Boy. So she went behind True with True's child to have sex with Nature Boy, and they did. And she was wanting to have a relationship with Nature Boy, with True's baby, with True there. And that didn't work out though because Nature Boy doesn't like Sheba like that. So all of the other women want to have sex with him. Everybody's competing to have sex with him. And while he's got me out there sucking dick, while he's got me out there for everybody to see me in my essence.
Yep.
That shit's not cool, man. That shit's not cool, man. At all.
You was on camera when you was sucking. He got a video of a lot
while he's out there trying to make it seem like I'm this sexual deviant or whatever.
You were.
I'm telling you. So after a while, with the sexual activity and stuff, I had to zone out. Like I had to zone out because I needed to get my documents. And I couldn't do that if I was to cause a scene and fight like I usually do. So, but in the inside, I was so hurt because at this point in my journey, like every time I'll be around him, he'll separate me and Eliana. Like, I can't have a relationship with Ellie. I can't be a mother to Eliana. I have to rely on Aya and Ephraim and Malia to take care of my child and change her to the point where Eliana would cry and scream and hit them
That's a
because she
narcissistic
didn't want them to
101.
change her diaper. And so she would cry for me. And every time I would go to console her or caress her, you know, he would be like, "Oh, you always running to the child. You always running to Eliana
Narcissistic behavior
to
101.
you know, protect you and this and that." And I'm like,
Narcissistic 101.
I just want to put out there that nobody deserves to be treated like that. And even if people do go back and forth or whatever the case may be, like, you have to get to know somebody to understand why they do the things that they do and why they react the way that they react. Like, you have to get to know them. You have to talk to them. You can't just put them in a box and judge them just off that alone, because these people are really hurt as children. They really are. And I was at one point in time. These people are really hurt. And so I had to neglect my daughter in that process, and that shit hurted me a lot.
Nature Boy don't like she was
because he was making it seem like
wow.
I was supposed to put him over Eliana.
Well,
And
he did take her virginity.
I couldn't put him over Eliana. So
even Val,
you know,
like
it got very hard for me
your mother
at the end. And then we had got on live one day, and I was so mad. I was just so mad in this live, but I was trying to keep it all together. And I remember I'm like, I don't want to be on live. Like, you know, I even went live the next day after to make it seem like, you know, I'm cool with everything to, you know, get my documents. So after a while, he had my passport and my ID closest to him. So as I'm doing everything that he wants me to do, you know, I have to like him having sex with all the women. Like, all of these women in the house was walking around naked. All of them was walking around naked in front of the children.
Her daughter,
like
she
in
brought
front
back
of the children.
there too.
Like in front of the children.
You brought her
and
back
I
to
told him,
that.
I said,
you did that, Velvet.
In that moment in time, I was like, I don't want to be naked. I don't want to walk around naked. And he was like, you out of tune. You need to get in tune. You need to do what I tell you to do because I have your best interest. Da da da. Woo woo. And I was like, no, you don't. In my mind, I was like, no, you don't. So, you know, it got to a point where if I wouldn't be naked or if I wouldn't conform, then he would physically abuse me. So I just got naked. I just tied something around my waist because the other woman was like walking ass up naked. And I was the first woman to put the wrap around my waist and just have my boobs out. And so they started doing that with me or whatever. But me and Eliana, you know, we would be together on occasion and I would just sit with her and stuff. And
we're gonna do commentary. This almost finished.
After some time,
finished. We're gonna do commentary.
We had moved after some time, and when we moved, he started like breaking up. Syrian and Mente had left because Syrian had experienced. She didn't want to be there at all because of how he was doing things and how he was portraying himself to be. So she didn't want to be there. And
she had to get her feet kissed too.
So she left,
crying,
and then that's when all of the women started, you know, breaking apart. She went back to be with True, and you know, Malia was contemplating on going back and be with Pice and all this extra stuff, but they're so in love with Nature Boy that, you know, they want to be with him. So he allowed them to be with him. So we had decided to fly to Puerto Rico because he wanted to touch the land and all this extra shit. So we get
that was it. That was it. But my thing is that I did a video the other day. The vampire cannot come into your house unless you invite them. She has to say, I wanted to go back. You knew how he was when you were on that. You saw how he did Yaya, but you thought you were better. You saw how he did what's the other one name who had his baby? I just forgot the girl's name. Oh my goodness. The one who had the son, and because she ate waffles, he made her leave. No, you thought you was better. You wanted to be the queen. You, Velvet, it was you. It wasn't Nature Boy. When you left the first time, you depended on that mess. You only left this time because, like I said in the previous video, you know he was going after your daughter. So I'm gonna give you some kudos on that. I don't know, something happened to your daughter, but you knew when he said that his daughter is going to be his wife, you saw things that were inappropriate. You saw stuff that was inappropriate with your daughter. We already know typical narcissistic men, they think they become before the kids. We know all of this, but something happened to that little girl. That little girl saying a lot too much where you brought her back. It was you. You brought her back to danger. You brought her back to looking to that coat. That was you. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. You know you got beat when she was in your belly. You didn't protect her then. You didn't even protect your unborn child. You again protected a man. How many times? And I'm just speaking upon what it is. I'm not talking down about the girl. I'm just speaking the facts. She may not like the facts, or whoever may not like the facts, but it is what it is. You knew that he was having unprotected sex with all them women when you were pregnant. You didn't care what type of diseases that you was exposing that fetus to. You didn't care. You protected him. And you knew he was a violent man. You knew he was a violent man when you were pregnant. Joyce said how he beat you up, how he flipped you over while you were pregnant. And you still chose to protect that man. And then your father came up there because you called your father. You called your dad, and your dad came running. He got on that plane. He took a chance. And what did you do to your dad? How did you do your dad and his wife when they got there? You made that man look stupid. Then after you had that baby, out of your own mouth, you said he was still having. You even heard him say, my neighbors are arguing. I'm sorry. Oops, my neighbors are arguing. I got to be nosy too at the same time. Oh, they go at it. Hello, dog stray. How you doing, my buddy? Let's add, it's not like Evil Velvet was stuck being with him. Evil Velvet had a loving father that wanted her to come home and family. So many people. They arguing so bad here, it's hard to concentrate. Oh, my neighbors are going at it. Hopefully they don't know. They might be on YouTube. Oh, God. Oh, my. Oh, me, oh, me, oh, my. Ooh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry, but woo. Okay, let me stop. Now, let me go ahead back to this. Now, she also claimed after she had the baby, it was things that was being done. I remember them showing one time when he was on Aya, and Aya had, she's not lying there, because Aya, I don't know, was it Aya or Malaya? Malaya, that just suits her so well. They were sitting up there playing, and he was feeling and touching all over, and they got this on tape. They have this on tape. What that girl's baby and her, me, I would have been probably dragged off somewhere and buried if I would have let some of that mess go on with my child. I understand being young and dumb, but then again, she chose the man over her baby. Everything that she says, she's saying she chose the man over her baby. When she left the first time, I remember that part is true. She was using that baby as a shield all the time. And then when she left the first time, she sat there and got the greatest thing back, and that was Omac. And people tried to warn her. People warned her any and everywhere, told that girl, once you let Omac back, there is no going back to Nature Boy, because he is going to do you dirty. Every platform who know about narcissistic abuse told her what was going to happen. We already let her know he never cared about that child. We already let her know he didn't care about that baby. I don't care what y'all saw on the cameras. But once Omac picked up that baby, we said Velvet ass is grass. She should have stayed away. But no, she got so used to them doing everything for her. But everybody, I'm not going to downplay her abuse, but that's what narcissistic people do. Because other people, he beat that girl so bad, everybody had to talk about it. Everybody had to talk about it. But we let her know. She said about a week later, every time she went back, it got worse and worse and worse. You think everybody didn't want her? She wanted to learn herself. She still was not leaving. It got to the boiling point to when that man was dancing. When that man was dancing with your daughter and his eggplant grew, what did she do? She protected the man. She knew that baby was next in line. And that part is not alleged. That part is shown. That part is documented. But allegedly, we don't know what happened to that little girl. I know she was getting beat up and everything, but it was something with that baby. It was something with that baby. I mean, if you know narcissistic behavior, Ain't but so many stories you could tell us. We know. We know. We know. The problem is, why haven't nobody went to the authorities? Because you still protecting him. Everybody already collaborated with your story, Velvet. That goes to that fake Sybil who acts like she's going to be like the next TV anchor or something. Joy never went to the police, and she claims she witnessed this. Sybil never went to the police. The other two girls, everybody's telling this story, but nobody went to the police. So what do y'all want us to do? What y'all want us to do? If he's such a bad person and y'all wanted people not to go, wouldn't the best way to do is to put that criminal behind bars? Wouldn't that be the best thing to do, is to put that criminal behind bars? You have nothing but abuse, and you got abused on U.S. soil. You got abused on U.S. soil. You let that man abuse your daughter on U.S. soil. You have a case. You have a case. No, you better let that man go and get on bingo, get paid for doing these lives, talking to all these women. Yeah, you telling your story to the wrong people. You need to speak to a therapist and a police officer. That's who you need to be telling your story to. That's if you truly wanted to help somebody. I done heard that while he was hitting Velvet, that baby got hit too. But we are going to continue. Wait, exactly. Okay, that's it. Well, I like to thank you guys. I wanted to cover that on a whole entire different stream, y'all. But when I went to go check, she was live. So being that she was live, I had to go live right then and there. I couldn't cut off and come back on, or you guys would have missed something. Maybe I can cut that part off and do 2 videos. I don't know. I don't know. But how do you guys feel about that video, Velvet? Do you feel all around the world the same song? Hey, the same song. All around the world the same song. Is it the same song? Should we start just like dancing? Is she going to miss him again? Is she truly going to get her and that baby checked out? I don't know, Velvet, but I pray for the child. Yeah, we all pray for the child. But that child seen too much already. That child seen too much. The mother instincts has died. Yes. The child at one point in time was kissing everybody in the lips. You see how that child was kissing on people? That child's seen so much violence. It's in her already. Velvet she's gonna have to take that baby to therapist. I would take my child just to take her. When that child gets 4 or 5 years old, 6, I would take my child to a therapist just to take her, because she is a very smart child. But she ain't forget nothing. That little girl has not forgotten anything. And Velvet said it best herself. Anybody who have a baby by him has created a monster. They have created a monster. And that's exactly what you have. Sugar, I agree that child seen too much. The more she's around them, she's gonna turn like them or allow abuse. From the actions, Donna, that I have seen of that little girl is there already. It's done. It's done. I bet you she see that man right now. First thing she's gonna do is kiss that man in his lips. I guarantee you. That's why when you see that little girl, she never barely had on clothes. She always had like a pamper on or something, but she never really had on clothes. She's gonna think it's okay. At some point in time, she's gonna start doing stuff. Even if, let's say, Velvet never goes back, that girl is gonna start doing weird things. And Velvet is not gonna think where she got them weird things from. She's gonna end up walking around the house with no clothes on too. Because she's seen it. She's gonna think when she getting mad, she's gonna have a temper. She's gonna be hitting other kids. It's in her already. It's there. That little girl is definitely gonna need some therapy. I guarantee you, if she go back in that environment, it's gonna be the same thing. It's gonna be the same exact thing. The same thing. She's gonna kiss that man in his lips. I bet you she was around her. When she around her little cousins. That little girl can't be around little kids right now. She cannot be around little kids right now. She cannot. Because she's gonna abuse them kids. Velvet don't know what damage she did to that child to protect that man. You protected him, but you just ruined your daughter. She leaving certain stuff out when it goes to her daughter. You gonna have a bunch of naked women hold your daughter because he want to see y'all walking around naked? You gonna let them hold your daughter? So being that you decided to put something around your waist and you walked around with your boobs hanging out? Oh no. Dog Stray and Big Ant, this topic got nothing to do with Trump. Has nothing at all to do with Trump. Can I erase it? Okay, I was able to erase it. Cool. Now, okay, what is your view on Afro and Aya? Well, Afro is the only real soldier. Aya is lost in a storm, don't know what to do. Been around the world in a day. She's lost in a storm, don't know what to do. She's been around the world in a day. She's lost in a storm. She don't know her ass from her elbow. Afro is the real trooper. Remember, Afro is the one that never left. She's the only one that never left. And even when he beat Malaya, what did Afro say? We had a fight. And her thing was, oh, she was disrespected. All right, so she was disrespected. Now all of a sudden, you beating up girls for if she just fought Velvet, and people could say that she won, because she won a round. They both got their rounds in. They both got them rounds in. So you mean to tell me you just beat Malaya just like that? But Aya is the mastermind. Aya is a mastermind, but Efru is the trooper. Efru is the one. That's his real Bonnie to his Clyde. He just don't have no love for her. He just don't have no love for her like that. But that's the real Bonnie to his Clyde. But I don't know how she remains sane compared to the rest of them. I don't know how she remains sane compared to the rest of them. Maybe because he knows she's the one that never left. I mean, she went through stuff too, because he made her drink that tea, you know, that goodbye tea. See you later. The pygmy got to go type of tea. The pygmy got to go. She drank that type of tea. So she went through stuff too. She went through being passed around. But that's his real Bonnie. I is the mastermind. Because Aya technically didn't leave. Aya just went to a motel and Aya tried to leave, but she truly never left. But Efru, none of the above. None of the above. So she is the flying monkey. She is the flying monkey. So is Aya. Them two are the flying monkeys. Them the ones that every time somebody go there, he send them two flying monkeys out to get them. Yeah, she did. And then she was supposed to learn the 3 C's and the alphabets and the 1, 2, 3s and all that other type of stuff. She was supposed to learn all that crappy yappy stuff. What is what is your view on Sybil? I think that she's full of baloney. I think she was put there she put herself in there as a plant. I believe she put herself in there as a plant. I think that she went there just to write her book. All that she was in love with him and trying all of that, she was in love with him and all that other type of stuff. I just think that's bullcrap. Yeah, but that's what I think. I think that she went there, she had her little hustle on, because you notice she's the only one, because they say Nature Boy do with everybody. She said she never did. And Nature Boy never said that he did. But she went there as a plant to write a book. There's no way any of you women, and the way she talked, again, nobody reported nothing to the cops. How you just start writing a book? And if you was writing a real book, she didn't change the names or nothing. So you could tell she wanted to make that man famous. Anytime you use them names, people gonna look up them names. She didn't even give false names in the book. She could have wrote a true story, but the names has been changed to make sure people did not know who that. She made him even more famous by writing that book. I feel she had an agenda going there. That is her strange. That is strange why she didn't have X neither. Exactly. She made him even more famous because she did a book about him. That fed his ego. Anybody in a right mind, even when you watch TV shows, unless it's a documentary, they change the names. More people, anybody, and then how you want somebody to buy your book, but you're reading your book. You want somebody to buy the book, but you're reading the book every day. You're reading this book every day that you want us to buy. So what the hell are we going to buy the book for? And Velvet sound more convincing than her book. Velvet is the one who should write a book. But why would you use his name? You keeping it, that man feel real good. He got a book about him. He got a documentary about him. He got channels that's about him. Now he got a book that's about him. Thank you so much, Sybil. Thank you so much for giving him more accolades. You so smart that you dumb. You so smart that you are dumb. Tell you. Yeah, I know how to get my ice. Let me tell you. When Sybil sat there and had that interview with Velvet's mother, I had no more respect for her ever again as a woman. I never had respect for her, but if I had respect for her, I lost it. You're going to have an interview with me about my child and telling me all the things that happened to my child, and all you did was write a freaking book? When you left, you didn't call the cops. You didn't do nothing. I wish a woman would tell me what you witnessed, what happened to my child, and we don't have no problems. I wish a female would. That was some most scummy mess. That was low down and dirty. You saw what happened to my child, but you didn't say no way of how you try to help my child. You didn't speak to authorities. You didn't do nothing. All you did was capitalize off the pain of my child. You made money off of my child because my child name is in your book. You didn't even get permission. You just took it upon yourself and wrote it. And all the good stuff, that's juicy stuff that's in her book, is containing Velvet. And you did absolutely nothing. And then you got the nerve to be on her live like we cool. What? What? Please. Well, Tron left because I think Tron was put out. I believe Tron was put out. He wasn't let go. I forgot why he was put out, but Tron still does lives. I think what happened was the men got too expensive. The men got too expensive, taking care of all them people. Remember, that money they all have to eat. They all gotta live. They all gotta have personal belongings. I think it got too expensive. That's why, and then he can sell more. See, Nature Boy problem is the cult leader that he wants to be, a big one, he cannot. He's mad because he's a small thing. In his mind, he's big, but we've seen some real cult leaders. And he thought by now he was going to have a much bigger following. He thought by now he was going to have a much bigger following and just king. Yeah, they kicked him out. See, he wanted to be like, they got one on one of these cable things about these cults. He wanted it to, that's why he went to the Allens, because he wanted a big cult. He wanted a big population of people serving him. But he let his narcissism get in the way. He forgot he did all that, but he kept showing too many of his true colors, which now created content creators about him. Yes. Yeah, exactly, Donna. That's what that was. He thought that he was going to have that money. He figured he was going to have all that money pouring in. And he was going to, that's why he picked Allens. Because he thought he really was going to have a village. In his mind, he thought he was going to be, he must have read up on a lot of these cults. Not must have. He read up on a lot of these cults. And he thought he was going to be bigger, or at least be as big as him. He's been doing this 4 years, and now you only got 2 women. Yeah, you got the other men and you got them, but they all not around you praising you. So people go, oh, I give his idea props. No, y'all don't know what that man's idea truly was. That's why he chose the tropics. So he wanted all dumb people to come. But he did that in modern age. When all of that stuff was being done, it wasn't all the internet and all this other stuff. It's too much internet out there. So people was able to have you, these content creators, whether you like them or not, was able to have you not get as far as you wanted to go. You wanted to get far. The people stopped you, who does content on you, stopped you from getting as far as you wanted to go. He just wanted a ton of women around him. Exactly, Donna. He thought he was going to be a big cult leader like Jim Jones, David Koresh, Warren Steve, Jeff, and exactly. He thought he was going to get that big. That's why he chose the tropics. It had nothing to do with living by nature. He knew he wanted to be a cult leader. So he thought that he was going to get them. But the first one who set it off, well, if I'm not mistaken, the first one who set it off and blew him up was Felix. Remember Felix, Donna? Felix was the first one that said, hey, I told this man he could have this land. We could do this, we could do that. But I realized he wasn't about that life. Felix was the first one that exposed his lies. The first one. Exactly. Let me see if I can find him. I can't. Let me see if no, they're not letting me find it. Maybe they took it down. Okay, they won't let me find it. But if I find it, Sugar, when Omac left, he went quiet. He didn't talk about Nature Boy. Yes. I didn't know he was the first one to expose him. Wow. He was one of the first ones, or one of the first men that really blew him up. That's when people started opening their eyes. But like I said before, you had what's his name? Digital Pitbull and the Uncle Black. Them two was the first two that started blowing them up. Well, far as his YouTube content creators. And then far as in his thing, Felix is the one that went off. And then the other guy who said that, I think it was Felix, if I'm not mistaken, that he tried to stick his hand up his woman's skirt. And the girl was like, no. And she went back and told her man. And then they was like, no, we got to go. See, he let his truth. He was acting like he was a big cult leader too fast. Too fast. At one point, he had a nice amount of people there. But he didn't know how to do it. He didn't know how to do it. But that's what he thought that he was going to be. Big. He thought by now people was going to be sending him all types of envelopes and donations. Oh, boy, he screwed this up. I mean, he's going to still live for free off, Bigo pays him. And he does get some donations, but he's not big as he want to be. A lot of people still don't know who Nature Boy is. A lot of people still don't know who the poor man is. They like, Nate, who? What? But he didn't get as big as he wanted to get. And that's why whoever is within his perimeter go through hell. That's why they go. There's not enough women to take all the different hits and beats. So whoever the closest one to him, you beat the most. See, the problem with leaving Nature Boy is he gave you something to leave with. When you got there, he makes sure he infected you with something. He infected you with something that would change your life. And wherever you go, you have that, whatever alleged infection that he gave you. He makes sure you will no longer have a normal life. Velvet can't get out there and have a normal life. She can't have a normal man. She's going to have to take some medication. They know that man's sick. They know that man been around. So it's like that's why I said they are going to need therapy. You can't heal that. You're going to need therapy and a doctor. All of you guys, and he made sure all the women got passed around after he slept with them. So now they have infected the men. Allegedly. It's a lot of stuff. It's a lot. That's why I don't know what he got all these new women on Bigo. And I'm like, these women still going Google Gaga. I'm like, God bless them. I'm like, I mean, them narcissists is good, but damn, he not that good. He is not that good at all. then Velvet is going to have to come. That's the new website, girl. I'm just finding out about this myself. I'm now finding out about this myself. I heard Ray J, Brandy's brother. He was speaking upon Bigo before, but Bigo isn't a site that pays you. Bigo is a site that pays you money for bringing people on the site, for bringing in traffic. You bring in traffic to Bigo, you get paid for it. Bigo, I heard Bigo pays you really good, but he's on Bigo now. He's not on Instagram. He's on Bigo. But Velvet is gonna have to accept the fact she did this. I understand young and love and dumb. I understand all of that. But she's gonna have to realize she played a part in all of this. She let all this happen to her daughter. She let this happen to herself, and she watched a lot of stuff. She bared witness to a lot of things. That's why she should have went to the cops. So when he go down, she don't go down with him, because she was a participant in a lot of stuff. She was a participant, you know. But I say what broke the camel's back, something happened to that daughter. She bear witness to a lot of stuff, and not just her, all of them. And look how quick, when they broke up, he put that video out on live on Instagram. He put the video on with her, with his whole thing out and her slobbing and all. He put that video out ASAP. But they know, and he got a lot of stuff they did on camera. A lot of stuff he made them do is on camera. It's on camera, baby. But he sure enough, that video, when somebody sent me that video, I couldn't believe it when I heard, girl, I got somebody, I seen it, but somebody sent it to me with Velvet slobbing and all. If you got Instagram, I will send it to you. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? What did I was like, what did I just watch? What the hell did I just watch? So he got a lot of stuff in uncompromising things, uncompromising positions. He have them. That is what narcissistic people do. They like to get things on you on camera, on audios. Honey, yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, and the only dirt he got on Sybil is her teeth is fake. All part of this. Oh yeah, honey. Honey, if you got Instagram, oh, I will blow your eyeballs out. Oh, he got a lot of tape of the escapades, but that don't do nothing but incriminate him. He's not really incriminating them. He's incriminating him. He's incriminating everything that we said about him. But I'm going to get off here. I'll be back on here tomorrow night or tomorrow evening about, I don't know, about 6 or 7. I'll come on about 6 or 7. That's why I'm extremely careful with putting things on tape and audio. The person you think you trust, they might be secretly looking to destroy you. I want to get into Jabra White / Star Monroe / Tasha K. I want to get into what's going on about them. But I try to do a little education stuff first, because I'm all about people looking within. And I'm going to end this note on, again, what we started on. High class, high value begins and starts with you. If you know you are doing something and uplifting people, bringing something positive to this world, doing something positive, can't nobody destroy you who did not make you. Can't nobody build you who did not make you. Nobody can't tell you who you are. You never made me. So you can't tell me if I'm high value, low value, ghetto. You can't tell me nothing. You never made me to put me in a class. Nobody can't break you that didn't make you. Nobody can't call you a 4 or a 5 when they never made you. They never made you. Your creator made you. Until God tell you what you are, can't nobody tell you what you are. So that's what I'm going to leave you with. Listen to what God said. He's the only person who could tell you where you are. And I guarantee you, if you're supposed to talk to God and you tell God I'm a 4+, I'm a 4 or a 5, do you know how that would make God feel of his creation? If you tell God I'm not high class and God ain't got no merit of money, can you imagine telling your creator this stupidness? If you had to talk with God right now, would you tell him how less of his creation is? Be careful what you say. But I wish all you guys a great night. Information Man, thank you. I know we had like 2 shows in one, but I check you guys out tomorrow. Peace. Thank you.